Well, I guess we take requests, or it was a coincidence. Here with reaction, Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller is with us. You know, I want to give some unsolicited advice because I love the people in this country. And in cities and towns around this country, they're going to have these No Kings rally. And to me, it has all the feel of the environment in the summer of 2020. You know, the mostly peaceful riots where, you know, a couple of dozen dead Americans, thousands of injured cops, billions in property damage. I would advise people, again, unsolicited, find out if there's a rally near where you are and stay away. I would hate to see innocent people hurt.
Yes. Well, first of all, let me say how touched I was by President Trump's kind words today and what a extraordinary honor it is to work for him. The work that he has done on public safety these last several months will go down in history as one of the greatest achievements that any president has ever accomplished. Just look here at our nation's capital. Sean, you and I have talked about this before. It is the largest, steepest, fastest reduction in violent crime ever recorded at any place in the history of our country. And I think you would say the history of any country. The change has been night and day. This is now one of the safest cities in the world from one of the most violent cities in the world. In Memphis, where President Trump has launched his task force in full force less than 2 weeks ago, we are already hearing reports of crime reductions that are so staggering, people can't even believe it. And we see videos posted online all day by residents who are saying for the first time that they can remember, their kids can play outside, they can walk down the street, they can go where they want to go, do what they want to do. They feel liberated because they have been liberated. At that same press conference today, President Trump talked about how under his leadership and direction, the FBI has arrested and removed and prosecuted with the Department of Justice over 20,000 of the most violent criminals on earth in just the last several months. 20,000. Think about how many lives that saved, Sean. Think about how many families that saved. The contrast couldn't be more clear. We have Democrat politicians, Democrat judges, Democrat prosecutors setting loose thugs, hoodlums, gangbangers, and cartel killers that are stabbing children to death, murdering innocent women on the subway, mugging people in broad daylight, making life hell for law-abiding citizens. And we have President Trump using DOJ, DHS, and yes, the U.S. military to make our cities safe again for all Americans. I am so proud, Sean, to be able to be a small part of President Trump's leadership and his effort to make America secure for our people.
This. I mean, you had this idiot, J.B. Pritzker, warning people in the administration, oh, Democrats get back in power, they're going to come after you. And I'm thinking under his watch, he has 5 times the murder-homicide rate of New York City, which says a lot, 4,000 people in his state murdered. He hasn't lifted a finger to keep people safe and secure. So the president is trying to keep innocent Americans safe and secure when he failed so miserably. Why would he be hostile against restoring simple law and order?
Well, I mean, he's a fool and he's a moron, but also, most importantly, Sean, he hates America. And let's just be honest about it. You can't love your country and then fight President Trump to keep murderers murdering. Just think about that for a second. President Trump is saying, let us work with you, with the FBI, with ICE, with ATF, with DEA, with the National Guard, to stop the murdering in your city. And Pritzker is saying he wants to protect the murderers, the people that are shooting dozens and dozens of people every single week. Chicago is more dangerous than Baghdad. It's more dangerous than Mexico City. So shame on Pritzker, and God bless President Trump for fighting for the citizens of this country, Sean.
All right, Stephen, it was great to see you and Katie also yesterday.
Yeah, it was great.
Great to have you on as well. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.